Hi, hello once again, everybody out there in our gallery. I've got my other screen, it's not on gallery view, so I can't see all you lovely people. Hi there, just wave everyone, just make sure you're still awake, which is great. Okay, and hello to everyone on Facebook out there watching us live in our supporters group, and of course, everybody in Twitchverse, the Twitchiverse, whatever it's called. Anyway, we have a terrific show, as always, lined up for you this Wednesday, and we're going to get straight on with it with our first performer from Texas in the USA and the land of silk and flowers. It's Robina. Hi there, Robina. Thank you, Robin. Lovely. Thanks very much, Robin. Right, nice way to get the show off with a bit of imagery and picturesque, magical stuff. Right, okay, so we are now moving over to the Isle of Man, where our mystery performer is waiting there for us, Michael Kelly, and he's continuing a saga he started a week or two ago about Jack the Ripper. So this is Jack the Ripper part 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it part 4, Michael?
Part 4.
Part 4. Come in, Michael.
Although we're not talking about Jack the Ripper tonight.
Oh.
So I thought we'd tail off. We're still looking at murders in that same place, that same time. But I thought we'd finish off by looking at one of the ones which wasn't committed by Jack. But for a moment, people thought that maybe it had been. But one of the things which keeps people fascinated about Jack the Ripper over all these years, of course, and the mystery surrounding him, is that he was never caught. But this guy was, and very quickly and very stupidly. So it's a much kind of, it's not a lesser crime, it's still a murder, but it's a much lesser breed of criminal, shall we say. And so to reflect that, I thought we'd look at everything in miniature. So I've got a miniature pack of cards. I've got a little evidence bag with some miniature evidence in it. I've got a magnifying glass, you'll be needing that. And I've got a miniature trunk, which you can imagine represents a full-size trunk. So what's this all about? Well, it was just a few days after the murder of Mary Jane Kelly, who was the last official Ripper victim. At the time, they didn't know that that was the last Ripper killing. And it was a Monday morning. Some workmen were due to demolish an old rundown building down at the waterfront. They went in, but in its basement, they found a trunk which had not been there the previous Friday. And when they opened it, they found it contained a dismembered body. So obviously the police were called in. By coincidence, this building was being leveled because it was going to be the site of the new police headquarters. It would become New Scotland Yard. The trunk contained the body of a woman. Let's say she'd lived a hard life. She was a little weathered, but they estimated she was in her mid-20s. They didn't know who she was. There was no identification. The trunk had been there no more than 2 days. They could still see the fresh marks where it had been scraped along the basement floor and abandoned. So they started making inquiries round about, and very quickly they got a lead. In a pub just up the road, they heard that on the Saturday evening, a man named Bill Tom had had a ferocious argument with an unknown young woman in the pub. They'd been playing cards together, gambling. She'd won all of his money. He wasn't too happy about it, accused her of cheating. It nearly came to blows, and the pair of them were thrown out in the street. And once they were out there, they seemed to make up, make peace, and they left together. Well, Bill Tom was well known to the police. He was a petty criminal. He'd been up before them many times previously, so they had no qualms at all about going and knocking on his door. He was not very pleased to see them. Now, at this point, please, before we go any further, I'd like a volunteer, somebody who would like to help me recreate this investigation.
If you stick your hands up, then Stuart will find somebody.
Well, before we go any further, I'd like you to help me with these miniature cards. We'll lose the jokers. Apart from their size, they're just like any other regular deck.
Okay.
I'll give them a bit of a shuffle. Obviously, if you were here, we'd allow you to do this with your own hands. Just sorry? Okay. So what I'm going to do, Tom, I'm just going to start peeling cards off the bottom of the pack. I'm making a little pile here.
Okay.
When you feel the time is right, shout stop. I'll then deal the next card here on its own, and that will be the chosen one. So I'll just pop them down until you feel the time is right.
Time is right.
Okay, you sure? Next
Yep,
one then?
the next one down. Yeah.
There we go. And I'll put all the others away. So what they found in Bill Tom's house, which led them to place him under arrest and bring him in to help with inquiries, were these items on his table. Now, I've tested, and a magnifying glass does work with zoom. So if we have a look through here, you don't have to see exactly, just enough to spot maybe that these pieces of paper, which were scattered on his table, are all clippings from newspapers relating
I'll be darned.
to the Ripper murders.
Wow.
And there's another couple there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them relating to the Ripper murders. So at first they wondered if they caught the Ripper. And it was referred to Inspector Aberline, who was heading the Ripper investigation. But he said, first he examined the body in the trunk. It was cut into pieces. Then he had a look at the suspect, Bill Tom, and he said, no, the method is all wrong. This isn't the way the Ripper works. And the Ripper is not this imbecile. So there was one other thing they found. Inside the body's hand, crunched up and held tight, was a playing card. Very grubby, very oily, but it was clenched tightly, as if she grabbed hold of it in a struggle before she was strangled and then dismembered. And if we have a look in here, we can see the various body parts.
Wow.
Let me just take the head out. And if we have a look in here, you might be able to see just there is a card. Can you see well enough to determine what it is?
Yep. It looks like the Queen of Clubs.
Yeah, it's the Queen of Clubs. She was holding the Queen of Clubs in her hand. In Bill Tom's coat pocket was a grubby pack of cards, and the Queen of Clubs was missing from it, and it matched the one she'd been holding. So they had him, and he then came out with the whole story. He'd met her in the pub. They played cards, and she'd taken all of his money. They'd argued. And when they were outside, this young woman was what Terry Pratchett in his novels would probably term a lady of negotiable affection. And so he said to her, I've got some more money at home and I'd like to engage you in your other capacity. Would you come along with me? So they went off together. But when they got to his home, he strangled her and took his money back, which she'd won. And he thought, I am a genius. All of these murders are going on. All I have to do is cut the body up. I'll put it in this trunk. And then when it's dark and there's nobody about, I'll creep out, nip down a couple of alleyways and just tip all of the parts out. So they'll be found there and Jack the Ripper will be blamed. He was still drunk. He didn't realize how much a heavy trunk containing a full body weighed. He could barely drag it, let alone lift it, and there was no way he'd be able to move it into the alleys. So now he was left with the problem of how to get rid of it. So all he could do was drag it down the hill, and he thought, I'll leave it in the basement of one of these abandoned buildings. Not realizing that the very building he'd chosen was being worked on the next week and was to be the new police headquarters. And that's how he was caught. And they never found out the identity of the victim, unfortunately. Bill Tom, of course, paid the price for his crime, but she still wants her story told, which is why she led you this evening to choose the same card, the Queen of Clubs. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Michael. As spooky as ever. Right, okay. From the Isle of Man over to the USA again. And we have one of our regular performers who hasn't been with us for a while because he's had other things to work on in his home in Florida. So he will be back with us live ASAP, but this week he sent us another video. So over to Richie in Florida.
How's everybody doing today? The Amazing Richie here, and the other day I went to the beach and I saw this entertainer on the beach, and he was incredible. He was balancing, he was juggling, he was shooting fire out of his mouth. It was incredible. Now, being that I do magic, I just wanted to try to recreate something that I saw. And I call it balance, and I just want to try to do it in the streets here, or in my condo. And tell me what you think about it. Thanks. For your enjoyment and mine, box of crayons and a deck of cards, pencil, toothbrush, pretty good so far. What do you think? Magic.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you. I wasn't expecting that at the end. That's rather good. Okay, so back from the USA to back to the UK and up sort of north-ish to Roy Stoneland. Come in, my duck.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone. So tonight I'm going to do a little bit of a longer routine. I'm going to try and tell you a little bit about why I got into magic. I had a friend in magic called Eric. Now, Eric wasn't your usual magician or comedian. He was very crazy, very zany, very outrageous with his magic and the tricks that he did. He was different. He never did a trick the same as anyone else. And that's what I loved about Eric. So to give you a sort of an example of Eric's sense of humor, just so you get a feel for him. Kevin, name any card at all.
6 of spades.
There you go, Kevin. As Eric would say, your card. Oh, you sound a bit disappointed, Kevin. You wanted to make your card appear. Okay, there's your card. It's appeared.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's sort of essentially. The other one he used to do is say, I'll show you the oldest trick in the book. And he'd reach out behind your ear and he'd pull a coin. Not only would he pull a coin, but he'd pull it from behind your ear. Yeah. His magic was a lot better than his sense of humor. So, Kevin, could I have a volunteer just help with this next bit?
Yeah, Stuart will find you somebody.
I'm going to show you something that Eric liked. Eric liked to do magic with numbers. He's a bit of a mathematician. He liked to do tricks with numbers. So I'm going to show you something. Oh, I've got Kevin. I'm going to show you something that he showed me.
Are we managing, Roy? Stu, rather?
No, it's
playing up again, is it?
Yeah, it's breaking.
Zoom is playing up again. Hang on.
Kevin, I'll just use you. I can use your voice.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
Or you can come on screen. It's up to you.
No worries, yeah.
So, Kevin, we're going to do some magic with numbers, and you're going to make all the choices. So,
Okay.
what we've got here, Kevin, we've got cards with numbers on, as you can see. And it actually says on the cards, win or lose, because we're going to do a gambling trick. If you were here, I would get you to mix those up. Also, if you're here, I'd get you to mix these ones up. So, Kevin, the first question for you is, do you want number 7 or number 5?
I will take 7, please, Roy.
Oh, you're shooting. Oh, 7. Sorry, I put 5 back. You're shooting high.
Yeah.
Kevin, your choice again, 3 or 1?
1 this time, I think.
1. Okay. Kevin, so you made 2 choices for you.
Yep.
Let's make a couple of choices. You're going to make a couple of choices for me. Remember, you're making all the choices. Would you like me to have 5 or 7?
I gave myself 7, so you can have a 5.
Oh, you're going lower for me, are you? Okay. Would you like me to have 0 or 3?
0, nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Kevin, back to you. Your choice, 3 or 5?
3.
3. Okay. Sorry when you look at your screen. Would you like me to have 7 or 3?
Oh, I'll have 7.
For me. This is
for
me.
you. Sorry, yeah, 7. Have 7.
Okay. So Kevin, that leaves us with 2 cards. Would you like me to lift my left hand or my right hand?
Left.
My left. Left. Okay. So that leaves right. That's for you. Okay. So Kevin, let's have a look at your choices. Let's look what you've chose for me first. So you gave me a 3.
Yep.
You gave me a 7. Wait. You gave me a 5. So 7, 5, 3, 0. 7, 5, 3, 0. So what your choice you made for you, Kevin? Maybe you made all the choices. You could have any one of these cards. You could have chosen any different one. You've got a 5. You've also got a 3. You've got a 7. Well done, Kevin. You beat me by 1.
Yay!
You made all the choices and beat 1. So, Kevin, I don't know if you know what that means. Of course, if you beat me by 1, that means that you only saw the numbers, but I lose. You made all the choices, right choices, Kevin. So that means tonight Kevin Peel wins.
Yes.
Okay, Kevin. So thanks for that, Kevin. What we're going to do now. Another thing about Eric was he liked history. And as you can see from my background, he absolutely loved anything to do with King Arthur and the Knights of the Realm and the Round Table and, and all things of old. So I thought I'd do a trick tonight and dedicate it to Eric. We're going to use some cards. we're also going to use this envelope with a clear window in it. I'm going to put that there. So the first card we're going to use the top card. That's going to represent King Arthur. So the King of Spades to represent King Arthur. What we're going to do, we're going to take King Arthur, okay, and we're going to put him in the envelope with a clear window so you can keep your eye, you can see him. Okay, the next card we're going to take, of course, there's several people in the kingdom of King Arthur. One of the people that was there was Merlin, the magician, of course, the famous magician. So we're going to take Merlin, we're going to put him next to King Arthur. The final thing in the kingdom were the knights of the kingdom. So we've got one there, we're going to put that one there, one there, the Black Knight there, the Black Knight there, and finally the final Black Knight. We're going to surround King Arthur and his kingdom. They're going to protect King Arthur, who's in his castle. One day King Arthur called to Merlin. He said, Merlin, I need you to cast a spell. I need you to use your magic. I need a queen to bear me children, to help me to rule the kingdom. So Merlin says to King Arthur, that's no problem, King Arthur. I can cast a spell. If I may step into your room. He says, you may. He circled the room 3 times and Merlin left. And he said to King Arthur, now you must circle the room 3 times. And when he did, the door of the chamber opened and out came not King Arthur, but his queen. So I said, well, the people said, well, that's strange. King Arthur went in, the queen come out, his beloved queen. But where's King Arthur? Of course, King Arthur is always at the side of his beloved queen. But still the people said, there's been some magic. That's not King Arthur. That's Merlin, who's took the guise of King Arthur to pretend to be the king. Of course, that's not true. Merlin is here. Merlin is always at the foot of his king and his queen, ready to serve. So King Arthur was so happy that he decided to bestow upon the Black Knights a kingdom. To the first one, he gave the kingdom of hearts. To the second one, he gave the kingdom of diamonds. To the third one, he gave the kingdom of clubs. And of course, he kept one knight, the Knight of Spades, to watch over him. And all was happy in the kingdom of King Arthur. Thank you. And finally, Kevin, I'm just going to go back to the trick that we started with, Kevin. Now, remember, Kevin, you've got 7, 5, 3, 0 for me. Yep. And you've got 7, 5, 3, 1 for yourself. Now, Kevin, you saw the front of the cards, you saw the numbers, and then eventually you saw the letters. I told you this thing tonight was all about a friend of mine called Eric, my favorite all-time magician, but the guy that inspired me. Now, Kevin, you saw the front of the cards, you saw the numbers, you saw the letters. Of course, you didn't see the bigger picture. You didn't see the back of the card, and you could have put them in any order at all. It chose any card you wished. But tonight, what you did, Eric, you found Eric, my favorite magician. And Eric always said to me, Roy, believe in the magic and believe in yourself. And if you do, you will always have hope. And of course, that was his name, Eric Hope. So that's my little routine about Eric and how I got into magic. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Roy. Right, before we move on, we have our good friend Micah from California to introduce a offer that we've got going at the moment on our merch. Over to you, Micah.
Open Mic Magic is offering a super new offer. For a limited time only, save 20% on all this merchandise. It's a great gift idea for you or the magician in your life. Act now before this discount disappears.
Thank you, Micah. Well, our new voiceover man, Micah Cover. Right, moving back to, well, staying in the USA was Micah was over in the USA. So staying in the USA to California again, and to our friend Magic Mitch, who couldn't be with us because he's got work commitments. So he sent us a video. So over to you, Magic Mitch.
Hello, friends of the Open Mic. This is Magic Mitch. This is my video submission for this week. I couldn't be here personally, so this is what you're seeing. This is something I did, a routine that I want to show you this week, that I did at this week's Open Wine Walk, which is an event I did for Saratoga, and it was really nice. So I want to start by prefacing that I have a couple things. I have a card right here, and it's in a sleeve. Okay, so we'll stay here. Just right here, across my chest at all times. I have another thing right here. I have a prediction in a plastic bag. It's just sealed inside a plastic bag. And then I also have a deck of cards. So normally I would get 3 people up to help me. So I don't know if the camera can, or maybe I don't know if the camera can see that. No, not very well. Why the problem is doing it on Zoom. So they're all different. Single one, maybe some are together and whatnot, but they're all inherently different, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 3 different times, and I'm going to try to reveal them in interesting ways. Okay, so let's do the first cut, which is kind of somewhere near the center. And maybe you think I saw whatever card this was, but I didn't see this one. So I'm going to turn around and just have the camera look at that. So that was somewhere in the middle of the pack. Let's get somewhere maybe towards the bottom. Again, you maybe think I saw this card, but I didn't see this one. So look at that one. Card number 2. Okay. And then the last one, let's cut somewhere near the top of the deck. Let's cut it right here. And then that one. Okay. So 3 cards selected. In fact, I will be committed, and I will put the rest of the pack away. Like so. So we have 3 cards, 3 different selections, and this is how I would reveal them. The first way I would reveal it is by saying I had a plastic bag here the whole time, and I put the cards away in the card case, right? But if I just show the camera, maybe like that one card. Oh, that's kind of cool, huh? So then I would ask, could you do me a favor, please? So I would actually ask, could someone just please just hold out and just put their hand on top? So they would sandwich. They would put their hand on top of this, whatever. So that would be there. So I found one of them, one of the cards. Let me see if I can be a little bit more impressive. I have here one card that's been here the whole time, and if I undo the clip, inside of the plastic sleeve, hopefully I have another card, and that card is hopefully oh no, but it was close to this, right? I mean, it was almost like this card. It was almost like before. Let me see if I can try something here. Camera can still see this. Can you see the 4? Don't take your eyes off the 4. So you can try this. A little wave like this. A wave. Huh. That's better. 6 diamonds. Was that the second one? That's cool. I'll put it back in the sleeve. And now I permanently have the 6. And for the last one, I'm going to try something a little different. Let me try this. The card that was here in the plastic bag was the last card. Don't tell me it was a black card, wasn't it? It was a club. Yeah. Guessing it was the Jack of Clubs, right? Very good. But interesting. The card that was here wasn't the Jack of Clubs, was it? but I would ask them to lift up their hand, and when they lifted up their hand, hopefully inside that. And I'm going to open that up and take that out, and they can absolutely examine the card. Nothing else. And there you go. That is my video for this week at the open mic. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mitch. Fantastic. Terrific stuff. Okay, back to the UK and over to, oh yes, Watford. Right, very, very mysterious part of the UK, just north of London. Paul Cooper. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Kevin. Hi. Hello, everyone. This evening, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about the ancient Egyptians. Now, I think most people in this audience probably know that they used a form of writing known as hieroglyphics, these blocky pictograms of fish and insects and birds and humans, and also inanimate objects. And I thought we might try and recreate some of these, up to 1,000, I think, different hieroglyphics that exist. Now, in the UK, we have a quiz show called Only Connect, and the starting point of this is contestants choose a hieroglyphic. They can choose water or the horned viper, the lion. They can choose the twin flax, or twisted flax, or the two reeds, or they can also choose this guy. Now, perhaps Jill, are you there to help me, my dear? Perhaps you can stay off screen, but just so I just hear your voice. Are you there, Jill? Yes or no?
I am.
Fantastic. Hello, Jill. Do you happen to know the name of this guy?
No, I don't.
No, it's called the Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus. Yeah, yeah. And the idea is that the Egyptian god Horus lost an eye, or perhaps he lost both eyes. The stories vary, while fighting another god called Set. And people have taken this to mean healing and regeneration. And apparently it's one of the most popular tattoos for people to get if they're into tattooing. But a lot of people also see it as the all-seeing eye looking into the future. And that's the way we're going to use it this evening. Now, we're going to use the 3 numbers that the Egyptians thought sacred or magical. And for us, very conveniently, these are 1, 2, and 3. Now, Jill, I'll just show you in here. These are just bits of different hieroglyphs, and we're going to try and create a complete hieroglyph. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use the numbers. Put this guy down here, where can you see? Here we are, under the die. And we can mix these. Now, if we chose the number 3, very simply, can you see that? Let's move here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we simply deal out in this manner, 1, 2, and 3. And then we put them together. And then if we were to do them by using the magical number of 2, we would simply do it this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if instead we chose the magic number 1, well, that's just a simple reversal. So we would just deal these down into a single pile. Now, Jill, you're going to choose the order that we do these, and we're going to then take the top 4 cards and see if we can form a hieroglyph. So, Jill, would you like to start with 1 or 2 or 3 for the mixing process?
2.
Start with 2. Okay, so 1, 2, and we'll just mix these like this. And having done so, you'll now have a choice of either doing 1 and 3 or 3 and 1. Which do you prefer?
3.
3 first, okay. 1, 2, 3. Mixing them up as we go. And finally, that leaves us with the singular one, the unitary 1, which we just do this. Okay, now, having done that, under your instructions there, Jill, as I said, we're going to take the top 4 top 4 of these cards, and we have this guy.
Oh, a
Doesn't-
scarab.
Oh my word, fantastic choice. Okay, it looks insecty, doesn't it? We have the brown barrier here. It looks, oh right, we're looking like we are definitely getting a scarab. Excellent. Well done, Jill. Excellent. Give yourself a little mini applause for that. And a bigger one, because the Eye of Horus predicted scarab.
Oh,
So,
wonderful.
So well done you, yes. Now the scarab was regarded, you're quite right, Jill, the ancient Egyptians called these beetles scarabs. They also have another name, which might be more familiar to most people if they watch a lot of nature films. It's actually the dung beetle. These are the guys that go out and collect all the solid waste from African plains and other places, roll it up into a ball and put it down their burrow. They effectively stand on their heads, and they're found in all of the continents of the world apart from Antarctica. There's 8,000 different species, but nevertheless the Egyptians stuck with the idea of a scarab and they revered them. So well done for you, Jill. Shall we try another one? The Eye of Horus is not supposed to be employed more than once every 24 hours. But we might just try, because I thought you were very effective with this. I have another Eye of Horus prediction here, which I will place down here for you to see. And you know the procedure, Jill. Would you like 1, 2, or 3 to start with?
1.
Oh, wow, right, okay, interesting. So we do a simple reversal of these. And now you can do 2 and then 3, or 3 and then 2, which is better for you?
3 and then 2.
3 and then 2. Okay, nice and clearly said. So 3 first. So you see, and voila. We collect these in this manner. And so the last one was 2, wasn't it, Jill? Is that right?
It was, yes.
Yep, perfect. Good. You're following along well. Okay, so that's the final one. The same procedure as before. We take the top 4 cards and we see what we can do. Now you've got it straight away with your scarab. This looks like, what do you think this looks like?
Cat.
Maybe a cat or a leopard, perhaps. Yeah, well, the cats were sacred to the ancient Egyptians. See what the next one is. Okay, I think that's looking good, don't you? That looks like cat could be this way around.
Or it could be a kangaroo.
It could be. I don't think they had kangaroos there, Jill, but I like your participation. And we have another bit here, definitely cat-like. Here we go. So that's looking very good. Cat sitting down on its hindquarters. And the last card is O.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, that looks fairly evil, doesn't it? Perhaps an eagle or some sort of bird, and that's the only place for it. Oh, so obviously the effect of the Eye of Horus is wearing off after a second attempt. So sorry about that, Jill.
Oh dear.
Yeah, just as a matter of interest, I'm wondering what the Eye of Horus has, whether he's been swayed to the cat or this horrible eagle thing. Let's see what the Eye of Horus actually did predict. He actually got it right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Paul. Hey, really like that. I do like. If you're into scarab beetles, Paul, you should read Peter James's book, Looking Good Dead.
Oh, okay. Thank
yeah.
you. I'll talk to you later about that. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, back to the USA and to our very good friend, Tom Gentile. Come in, Tom.
Okay. I'd like to relate a little story to you. I'm retired, and a lot of times people come up to our door. You sitting on the couch, whatever, watching the telly, and all of a sudden you hear the steps come up, and get up, you go over, and well, we have these door-to-door people who are trying to reach the elderly, like I feel like that, and trying to convince us to prepare for the inevitable. So this guy comes up to my door. He rings the doorbell and knocks on the door. And I get up, I go to the door, and he says, I see that you have a play swing in the back, and you got a truck and a car in the yard, and so you seem like you're established. And well, yes and no. And he says, well, are you prepared for when you're no longer here? And I said, what are you talking about? Why would I prepare for when I'm no longer here? It won't matter. And he goes, well, you should think of your loved ones. So he brings out this plan, and he says, you look like you got a couple of kids. You should really think of them. So he said, you can prepare for later with this very exquisite platinum plan. And it's got the nice drapes and the fine curtains and a little bit of a fine woodmanship of a casket. And I said, what do you mean? And he says, well, this is the platinum plan. You can really go out and find style. And he said, it's only about $25,000, and your family will feel good about saying goodbye to you. And I go, they won't be happy that they're saying goodbye to me for $25,000. And he said, well, we can offer you the gold plan. And that would be not so much the ornate of the top of the mausoleum, if you will, but you would still have the curtains, and you would still have the bottom of the viewing of the casket. And he said that's about really put it together. And he said, well, we have the silver plan if you really can't afford anything, and they just put you in a little bit of a box, and there's no drapes, and there's no curtains, and there's no high mausoleum overlooking the casket. And I said, I don't know. I said, my kids will kill me. But then that's the objective, to put you in a box anyways. And I said, no, we're not going to go there. He says, I got something for you. You didn't like the platinum plan. You didn't like the gold plan. You didn't like the silver plan. How about, can I interest you in the tin plan? And they just put you in a little container, and they put you away, and have a nice day. And I said, well, you have a nice day too, sir. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Unmute myself.
Okay.
Doing the unforgivable and staying muted. Thank you very much, Joel. Good bit of fun. From USA back to the UK, and just up the road from me lives this fantastic magician, George Smith. Come on in.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see you. Let's just have a little round of applause for all the magicians who have come before me. I don't know how I'm going to follow with them. It's just, it's bizarre that I end up being on this stage with so many good magicians week after week. Thank you to Kev and Stuart for organising it all, as always. I need a volunteer for this trick. Stuart, can you bring Robina up for me? Because Robina hates card tricks, and I'm going to do a card trick, so it's going to be funny.
Okay.
Is Robina up on the screen? I can't.
Yes,
okay.
yes, well done.
Thank you. Cheers. Robina, I'm going to tell you a story. The protagonist is an incredibly handsome person called George. As a child, I was diagnosed with developmental coordination disorder, otherwise known as dyspraxia, if you don't know that. Robina, just say stop for me. Pick a card.
Stop.
There? Sure, more or less, or dead or no. I don't want you to wake up in the morning going, what if I'd done one more?
Okay, let's try one more.
One more?
Yeah.
I don't want you to think, now I've forced that on you. Do you want two more? One more? One there?
Yes.
Okay. So, Robina, I don't know if you know a lot about developmental coordination disorder or dyspraxia. That's the card you picked, by the way. It affects coordination, fine motor skills, short-term memory. When they tried to explain it to me when I was a child, they said, Robina, I'm going to write your name on the card.
Okay.
So we know that it's unique as well. There's no other card in the world at this time that has your name on. They said to me, Robina, when they tried to explain it to me, they said, you'll never be a juggler, which I thought, as a 10-year-old kid, was a weird way to explain what's actually a chronic neurodiverse disorder. You'll never be a juggler. Do you know one of the other things about dyspraxia is an incredible level of stubbornness. So that year, I was told I would never be a juggler. Do you know what I did, Robina?
Went out and learned how to juggle.
I spent my whole summer holiday, not very well, but learning to juggle. That deserves a round of applause in its own, surely. Thanks very much, everyone. Robina. At that young age, I always wanted to be a magician. Always. So I asked them, would I be able to be a magician? They said to me, you won't ever be a good magician. Arguably, they were correct. I'm a magician, but whether I'm good or not is up to personal opinion, I guess. So tonight, Robina, for you and for you only, I'm going to do both together. I'm going to juggle and perform magic. Are you ready? They said I wouldn't be a very good magician. They said I wouldn't be a very good juggler. They were right. But Robina, you picked a card. Can you see the doors behind me?
I can see the doors, yes.
Can you see there's a card?
Yes, stuck on the door.
I'm going to take you on a walk. Robina, on the door, there's one card. What was your card?
4 of hearts.
With your name on it?
Absolutely.
On the outside
Beautiful.
of the door. Robina, you hate card magic.
Well, that was a beautiful effect, yes.
Have I changed your mind now?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Very nice, very well done. Absolutely fantastic. Terrific stuff. And Robina, has he changed your mind? I hope he has. Anyway, from where are we? A little bit north of me to a long, long, long way away over the Atlantic again, back to the USA, to a gentleman over there who may or may not have a red envelope. I don't know tonight. Alan. Hi there, Alan Fisher.
Thank you, Kevin. No, I have no red envelope. I have a red table. We'll get to in a moment. Maybe that will suffice. I'll pop down so that you can see a red table. That's good, and a deck of cards. Everyone always knows the rule: you don't play cards with a magician. We do things with cards. We know how to do things with cards. Someone challenged me the other day. They said, prove to me in 10 seconds or less why I should never play cards with a magician. And I said, all right, that's very simple. See, the idea behind cards is you have to know exactly where the cards are at all times. If you're able to control the cards, if you're able to know exactly where the cards are, yep, missed it by one, there it is, then you know, no matter what the cards are, you know where they are. So that's why you can't play it with a magician, but you can play dice with a magician, because there's no way to control that. Well, that's true. There is no way to control that. But maybe if you know the outcome, that might help you when you're playing dice. Let me bring in someone to help me with this. She's an old friend that we haven't seen each other for decades, an old college friend that I know is in the audience, and I'm going to ask if they can bring Deb Walsh up on the screen next to me so that she can be my unwitting volunteer. She has no idea we're going to be doing this. If you're able to find her and bring her, there we are. Hello, Debbie. Debbie and I went to college together many, many years ago. I will not say what number so that I don't embarrass either one of us, but Deb, I've got a prediction in this particular envelope. I'll set it here so it's visible the whole time, and we're not going to touch it. It's even sealed with a little paper clip. But as I said, the dice, controlling how they roll them, as long as they're not fake dice, is not easy, especially when someone else is rolling it. If you were here, you'd be the one getting to roll these giant dice. But since you're not, I'll roll them for you, but because I don't want to know what's happening, I'm going to put them here, and I'm going to close my eyes, and then I'm going to roll them one at a time. You tell me if you like the number I rolled. If you don't, I'll roll it again. But we'll start with this one. Do you like that number?
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on to that one. Take the second one.
Roll it again.
Roll it again. Roll it again.
Okay, good one.
Good one. Oh, okay. So they're right next to each other. And then this one, here we go. Third roll.
Yes, keep it.
Keep it. Okay, so we've got our three. We're now going to stack them one on top of another, and you're going to determine the order based on the color. So, what do you want on the bottom? The red, the yellow, or the green?
The yellow.
Yellow. Yellow. Is this yellow?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good, I guessed. I really can't see. All right, next. Green or red?
Green.
Green. Green. Is this green?
No.
No, okay, so this is green. So this is red. All right.
Right.
I'm going to open my eyes. The stack is done. Now, you built everything here. And again, if you were here with me, you know, you'd be able to see all the sides of this. Everyone can see all, except for certain sides. The bottom and the top of the yellow one are hidden. The bottom and the top of the green one are hidden. And the top, or excuse me, the bottom of the red one is hidden. Those 5 sides we cannot see. So we're going to call those your hidden number, since there's no way for me to know what you were going to roll, what arrangement you're going to put in. This is your hidden number. So let's add them up and see what we get. That's a 5, and 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's your magic hidden number. Now, I had this envelope here, and it's been here the whole time. It's closed with a paper clip. And again, if you were here, you'd get to look inside and see it's an ordering envelope. But here's what came out of the envelope. A dime, a nickel, and 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies for a total of 19 to match your magic number. And had I known how to do that years ago, I could have paid for my college education, which I still am to this day. Of course, you know that very well. It was very expensive to get our college degrees. But for now, I'm going to throw it back to Kevin. Deb, it was great seeing you. We'll catch up later. Literally, we went to college together and have not seen each other, I think, since graduation. So it is so wonderful to see you in the crowd. Thank you for attending the show.
Very well
And
done. Thank you.
Kevin, back to you.
We will rename the show Magic Friends Reunited. Thank you. Terrific. Thanks. Hey. Oh, I've got a silly pop-up in front of my face, but hopefully you can hear me. Yep, it says I was muted, but I'm not. Right. So thank you, Alan. Fantastic stuff. So from that side of the USA to this side of the USA to New York City, and our favorite mind reader, Tommy Burnett. Hi there, Tommy. Wake up, Tommy.
I'm sorry. Is Alan done now?
yeah, he's done. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just kidding. Alan, forgive me, Alan. No, that was great. That was so good. I love watching you, Alan. I wish I was half the musician you are, but I'm almost double the musician you are. So, no, it was great. I love watching you, and yeah, I don't even know why I made that joke. It just came from me. I'm sorry.
It was funny.
I thought it was wonderful, Tommy. It was wonderful.
Well, I'm glad. First off, before I begin, I want to put another plug in for openmicmagic merch. I got mine 2 sizes too small to make me look slim. And you see how well that you see how well that worked out. So actually I got mine 2 sizes too small because I hit the wrong box. So when you order, make sure you order the right size. Because I can barely breathe. Anyway. But no, I love this suit. Only slightly more than the one I made for Tuesday night, but that's another story. Let's see if we can show you my table here. Now I saw someone in the gallery who seems to be new here, or at least I've never seen them here, and I'm wondering if they would be willing to be my volunteer. I believe her name is Katrina. Are you available to help me out? Hello. Katrina, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
All right, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. We've never met before, right?
We're not.
And you seem really happy about that. But that's okay. So I have some envelopes similar to what Alan was using, but I'm using 3. He only used 1, so that means mine's better.
Oh, okay.
I'm also going to use some blank cards. They're not really blank. They're blank on this side. I wrote something on the other side that will come into play a little bit later. But for right now, we'll place these to one side. Okay. You can see all of these. Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm going to call the envelope here this one, the envelope here that one, and the envelope over here the other one.
Okay.
For this, that, and the other. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, let me lift this up a little bit. Okay. So you have no idea what it is. Doesn't matter if I do, because I know how this is going to end. So,
okay.
Would you like to use number 1, number 2, or number 3 first?
3.
3, okay. So we'll take the other 2 and put them to the side. Now, would you like number 1 to go in this envelope, that envelope, or the other envelope?
The other.
The other envelope. Okay, so we'll place that right in there. I'll leave it sticking out so you can see it. And now we have 2 colors left for either this one or that one. Which one would you like to use? The one in my left hand or the one in my right hand?
Left.
Left hand, okay. And would you like to go in this envelope or that envelope?
That envelope.
That envelope. Okay, now by declenching, this can go in this envelope, or you can make a rash decision and tell me to change for either that envelope or the other envelope.
All right, I want to change it for the other envelope.
Okay, so we'll try to do this with one hand. Pull this out of the other, and then we'll place this one in there, and that can go over here in this envelope. Does that satisfy you? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to show you in this window here. Now I haven't touched this card yet until right now. I'm going to reach inside and pull the card out. Now on the back of this envelope, I wrote the word this, and the card that you chose to put in this envelope was this card. Now, let's see how well you get with that envelope, because the same thing, I haven't touched this card yet until right now. And on the back of this envelope, I wrote that. And of course, I wrote that on the card, which means that this one also is the other envelope, and inside is the other card. You did really, really well. And be honest, we haven't set anything up, correct?
Never spoken to you before in my life.
Yeah, okay, great. So and please stop being so happy about that. But no, I want to say one last thing. We're going to use a deck of cards, and I will give them a mix. Let's see. We'll see that. Oops. Sorry, we'll try it again. Yeah, let's see if I can do a table shuffle. There we go. Okay. And yeah. So if I let's see, I'm going to start peeling cards off like that, and you just say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Right here? Okay, so I'm going to look away. I want you to look at that card. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'll cover it up. Okay. And we'll put it in here. Okay. And get back in there again. Okay. Now let me bring you back up to my handsome face. Oh, here I am. Good. And I honestly haven't seen your card, okay, but I'm going to try and get an impression, and I'm going to try and draw it on my pad here, okay? So just concentrate on the card. Okay, good. And okay, well, obviously there's a rectangle, and okay. And let's see. Oh, you have a dog too? I have a dog too. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that could be your card. Thank you very much.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So, I misspoke. It's not, I didn't mean it was your card. I meant it was a whole deck of cards. And so you can see the rest of the cards there, and your card is inside.
You got me.
Yeah, but if I kind of wave my fingers here, you can kind of see something happening. You say, oh wow, look at that. There's a card popping out of the deck.
Is it going to like appear behind me or something?
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Is that your card?
That's my...
Was that your card? Because I want you to see that if you were here right now, I can take this out and I can show you that it's actually on the paper here. And if you feel like it, if you want to give Kevin your address, I will send this to you. I'm serious. I will send it to you as a souvenir. So thank you, Katrina. And now back to Kevin.
That's why it's called New York's favorite mind reader. Thank you, Tommy. Fantastic. Bravo.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think it's just down to me to close the show. So
Yeah.
I've got a couple of little things to do, and I want an assistant. So let's stick your hands in the air. Let's see who we're going to have. Oh, Jill, of course, has been first to get her hand straight up there. So Jill, come on, that side. There we go. Hi, Jill.
Hello,
Nice to see
darling.
you. Okay, Jill, let's just go to the table cam. Okay, so today's stuff is brought to you by the number 42. And if anyone's into Hitchhiker's Guide, they'll know what I'm talking about there. Now, this is going to be about numbers. Now, let me just put have you ever seen you know what a Rubik's Cube is?
I do.
Yeah, and there on a traditional Rubik's Cube, there are billions of combinations. Now, I am a beginner with Rubik's Cube stuff, so I got the simple version, which is a 2x2, but it's still got a lot of combinations. So if I try and hang on a sec, let me just go to the other camera. There we go. So there are 3,600,000 odd combinations on a 2x2x2 Rubik's Cube, which is called a pocket cube, by the way. So they say if you fiddle with it randomly for 8 hours a day continuous, you will solve it by pure chance roughly 2 or 3 times a year. So it's still a fairly complex little box to come up with. Now, what I've done as well to just make it a bit of fun is I've put random numbers all over the colors. So if we give it a mix and mix it, mix, you'll get a different set of numbers there to if I did that, obviously, or if I did that and that and that, and there'll be different numbers there, or there, or there, or there, or there. So, Jill, little envelope there with something in it and a pack of cards as always. I'm just going to grab the pack of cards out. Now, excuse me, a little bit coffee tonight. Normally, if I was at a table with people, I would try and randomize the deck by giving one half to somebody and getting them to give it a good shuffle up. And giving the other half to somebody else and getting them to give it a good mix. So if we have a look through the deck now, and there possibly might be some jokers, which we'll get rid of, we don't need jokers, but it looks fairly random now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Thank you, Jill. Your appreciation is appreciated. Now, what I'm going to do, Jill, is just keep mixing and mixing this cube, and you're just going to say stop wherever you want me to, and I will just keep mixing randomly.
Stop.
So stop there. Do you want me to continue that one, or go that way, or that way?
Go back. That's
Go
it.
back there. So obviously
No.
there, it was a 3 and a
That one.
5 there.
That-
There's a 3 and a 2 there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to change it again?
I wanted you to have it back the other one with the two blues at the top.
Yep.
That one. That's it.
So 1, 5, 3 and 4. And obviously, like Anna mentioned earlier, actually, that there are some numbers on the bottom which we can't see. So those numbers on the bottom are yours. The numbers on the top are mine. And I'll explain why that is, because I'm going to demonstrate to you what we're going to do. So we're going to look at the card at that position. So 5, 6, 9 and 4 is 13. Yeah. 4, 5, 10 and 1 is 13. Okay, so if I was to deal down 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, let's just do it face up, in fact. 1, so you can see they're all different. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. That would be my card. Yep. But it's not about me, it's all about you. Okay, so if we turn this over, and I'm going to do it really fairly, so you can see, so you don't know what numbers you mixed to at the bottom.
No.
Okay, so do you want to add these up? And again, if they'd been slightly different, the numbers would have been different.
I can't
So
see the
5,
number red. Oh, 5.
so
Okay.
6, 2 and 2 is 10, and 5 is 15.
15, yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, again, I want to do it face up. Otherwise, you think I've got all the same card, wouldn't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There is your card, Jill. Yep.
Right.
And one more, or any more, you would have been different again. Now, I'll just put those aside, get all the mess out of the way. And as I said, we had a prediction there, which has been sitting in that little envelope all along. It is, in fact, a card from another deck of cards. And there's nothing in there. And as I said, 3 million combinations. You could have had any number. You came to 15, and you got to the 5 of clubs. Early on today, I put a 5 of clubs in that envelope.
Well,
let's just move it on. Let's take it a little bit further with this cube, which is quite fun, the sort of things you could do with a cube like this and numbers. Jill, I have a book, and there's another envelope there. It's black, so it's difficult to see, so I'll just move it forward. What we're going to do now is generate a page number in the book. So there are, let's have a look, 509, 600 odd pages in this book, which is an anthology of the Hitchhiker's Guide. It's got all the 5 novels.
wow.
And you're going to create another number for us, Jill. Jill, have you got a calculator? Which we're going to do a bit of adding. And who else has got? Is anyone out there with a calculator? And yeah, Alan, as always, has got a calculator. Do you want to put Alan up at the bottom here, Stu, if possible? So Alan, oh, and Jill's got a calculator too. So Okay, so get your calculators ready, folks, and we're going to generate a number. And I'm going to give you a choice as well once we've generated that number. And remember that choice, because if you've made a different choice and you'll see what happens, you'll get a different result. So again, I'm going to mix this up. Alan, you just say when to stop mixing, and then we'll get Jill to say when to stop mixing as well. I saw your mouth move, so you obviously meant stop, but you're muted. So, and Jill.
Yes, I was grabbing the calculator. I wanted to make sure I had everything, but that was a good stop. That's where I
Jill,
wanted.
are you happy where Alan said stop, or do you want to mix a bit more?
No, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay, so now this is where it gets, again, 3 million combinations here. So we're going to generate a larger number. So what we're going to do is add up the two-digit numbers that are created. So we've got 35, 53, 56, and 63, yeah? So 35 plus 53 plus 56 plus 63, yeah? So that's a number. Double check. So do it clear. 56 plus 63 plus 35 plus 55. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that come to? So
somehow I got 209 this time. I got
yeah,
206.
yeah.
Yeah.
209 this time, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I
No.
got 209 also.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, and then we'll turn it over and you'll add 42
Plus 42.
22
Plus 22.
21
Plus 21.
and 14.
Plus 14.
And what do we get?
And
40 or 14?
I got 308, just like Jill.
308. Okay.
Yes.
Now, this is the choice I said I would give you, Jill. Stu, you can move Alan off. His job here is done. So, Jill, we're going to use that for a page and a line in the book. So you can either have the top line of page 308 or page 30, line 8. It's up to you.
Line 1 in 308.
Line 1 in 308. So I'm just to make this fair, I have got my little camera here. Okay, so, and it's for some reason it's not doing what it should do, which is zap around. There we go. Okay, so we're going to find page number. There we are. Can you see the page number? Oh, it's upside down. Ah!
Upside down.
There we go. So that's 286, 294, 298, 300, 24, 306, 308. And the words at the top. Can you read that? Top first two words on.
Oh, eventually said
Oh,
after.
eventually. So the odds on us ever getting to that page and that choice of word, because you could have had a different page. And as I said, I have this envelope here, which has been sat here all along. And inside this envelope is a piece of paper and nothing else. And on that piece of paper earlier today, I wrote, "Oh, eventually." And we got there eventually. Thank you, Jill.
Wonderful as ever.
Thanks a lot. that's about it for tonight. Thank you to Robina, Michael Kelly, Richard Nash virtually, Roy Stone, Magic Mitch on video as well, Paul Cooper, Tom Gentile, George Smith, Alan Fisher, Tommy Burnett, and myself. And good night to you all. See you again next time. Bye for now.
Thank you very, very much.